Hello and welcome to Forgotten Temples of Cambodia. This is Mr. B as always. Now quite strangely, I've just come out of that door, down these steps with this shirt on and done an outro, the ending of a video, but that was for somebody else and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to put it up because they may just be paying me for this service. So who knows, my temple hunting may turn into something a bit more. Well, let's hope so. I'm here at the Sambore Preah Kuk complex, and this area here is Yeay Poan, and it is absolutely staggering. As I cast my eye, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 temples around me. But this is the beating heart of it all. And inside is a magnificent sight, and that is where I'll be taking you first. So let me scan round and show you what's around me, and then let's dig inside. I promise you, this is epic. And now I come to think of it, there's one over there, which I know of, which is also epic. So you've got two epics, and we haven't even moved from this spot. This is gonna be good. And when I say this is impressive, trust me, I'm not joking you. We've got these big chunky steps as we go up, and already you're probably picking up a bit of the echo because this is really grand. This is what we don't see in Angkor Wat, which is these nice big spaces. And here is the plinth where the statue or the lingam would have stood. And as we know, where the yoni here, and let's say there's a lingam here, the water going over, then coming down this trough until it drops off and then is blessed water. And at the back we have a second. And it is huge. Now, I no longer wear slip-off shoes, so I'm going to have to just angle my foot there like this and try and lean back. And you can see it is absolutely massive. Now, the question here is, how do you get something of this enormous size into this space? I mean, obviously, I feel that you'd have to complete the doorway afterwards. And there's something else you're not getting from here. And that is, due to the fact no one's invented a smelly-vision app, I'm getting the most beautiful smell of joss sticks. And isn't it gratifying to know that for over 1,000 years, this place is still serving its purpose, although it has been damaged and defaced, it still has its beauty. As a final shot, let me get you in. Have a look at this. I mean, this is the work of master craftsmen. Let me just put my finger there. I'm not touching. People do ask me. So you've got a bit of an idea as to scale, but have a look. Isn't that simply glorious? I've actually decided to set up the tripod again because I didn't think I was doing this justice. Well, not just this, but those that almost broke their backs to actually make and install it. Because, watch this, I'm sure, like a magic trick, I'm going to start to get smaller because this thing is huge. And I'm not standing back from it. Look, I'm less than a hand's width away from it. Look at it. I mean, for goodness sake. It was carved from a block that was taken from goodness knows where, and then, of course, propelled here by the power of the mighty elephant. There would have been an enormous lingam here, or a statue, who knows. And that wasn't enough. We've seen the ornate detailing around it. And as I've mentioned, the smell of joss sticks is pervasive in the air. I mean, it is truly staggering. And when I first came here some time ago, a few months back, I literally walked in and I took a sharp intake of breath. It affected me that much. I absolutely adore this place. It's just so very peaceful, with the smell of the joss sticks and the gentle breeze coming through the air. It makes it all worthwhile when someone finds something as beautiful as this. Let us now ascend the stairs and I'll show you what's outside. Because what we have is a cluster, and that's what it's commonly known as. So as I scope to my left here, there you go. There's a temple there. There's another one here. Another there. We have here. And another there. And there's a final one to my right. Now, what's worthy of note that here at Sambore Preah Kuk, this is just one grouping of temples out of 3. So there's another grouping just like this. But where I want to take you now is over to the right, because there's a beauty of a temple over there. There is that main temple we've just come out of, or sanctuary. Now, I'm just going to spin round here because there's something I want to show you, which is behind me. Now, this is exceptionally interesting. Now, I've shot this in another video, as I mentioned in the opening, but I don't know if I'll be able to run that video on this channel, because potentially I won't own it anymore. But what it is up here. Have a look at this. Now, what do you notice about this gentleman? Well, what is quite obvious is he's not Cambodian. Look at that angular nose, look at that hair, and that rather proud and bushy moustache. And what is said is he is in fact Indian, because it's the Indian traders and Brahmin and sorts that came here, and they got on so well with the Cambodians, it seems they ended up depicting them in stone. So he's there, there was another one there, and another one there. Now this is repeated on all 3 sides. Well, actually 4 sides. 3 times on 4 sides. And it's quite incredible, isn't it? To think that these foreigners from a different land were so respected that not only did they put their faces into stone, but they placed them in this holy site, because what you're looking at here is a cell. This cell would have been, and there's still a bit of it left, been in this mighty brick enclosure, you know, like a spire that surrounds it. So you'd have the brick enclosure around it, like so, and then this cell would be in the heart of it, and in the heart of that would have been maybe a lingam or, you know, a deity. But what is also in the heart of it are these ancient travellers. So that really is quite honourable, isn't it? So there, where that roof is where we have those foreigners portrayed, and this is our final stop. And it's absolutely stunning. It's an octagonal temple with, on the sides, they have these flying palaces which depict people and so on. But you see, just here, but unfortunately you can't see them very clearly, because with brick, and this place, I should have mentioned, is older than Angkor Wat by a number of centuries. So is it any wonder that it suffered so? And this style of building you don't see really at Angkor Wat. You see those enormous lumps of stone and masonry, but not this brick style. And maybe there's a reason for it, because obviously it doesn't fare as well. But what I want to show you is inside, and it's another pedestal, and it's an absolute beauty. Have a look at this. I mean, it's when you walk into rooms like this,
You know, it really does make your day because you get such a good idea as to how it was. Now, I've been fortunate. I've been to Pompeii, and it reminds me so much of that, you see, because of the floor. Now, this wouldn't be original flooring, but some of it is, I would say. Not all of it, but some of it. And look here, you see, we have what would be the yoni in the centre, and the lingam would have stood proud as they were coupled together. And as mentioned before, the water comes down here and is poured, comes down and comes out sacred. It really is an incredible piece. And what I also like here is they've done a fantastic job restoring it. And I don't really note that much, but look at this, the way they've put these new bricks in. And they've done it really well. You could tell what is new and what is ancient, but it doesn't detract from it at all. You probably didn't notice, but look, over there, over there, over there. And that is really great. That's exactly how it should be. So hats off to those chaps. And I think I'll end next to this pedestal. It's such a shame, isn't it, when standing next to these, that the statues are so long gone. I mean, these places have been horrifically looted. And I personally would like to see representations of those statues put back in, because it's kind of void, it's empty without the presence of that deity. Oh God, I don't know, it's a bit like getting a rather nice shiny present all wrapped up in ribbon and so on, and you open the lovely box and guess what? It's empty. So I don't know if there's a movement of people who say, well, we could just, in a few of these temples, because we've got so many here, just in this one grouping, is maybe just one temple we could, you know, put back a representation. So just that, they had put a statue back, and guess what? It was wildly popular. People came from miles because you could tell by the offerings that were left. So maybe the people want it. Maybe they want their gods back. I certainly do, because I don't know, the vessel is rather empty. This has been Mr. B of Forgotten Temples of Cambodia. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, as always, I wish you nothing but the very best.